The Mountain Sports Report is brought to you by Sportswomen of Colorado. Learn more about their mission and work at sportswomenofcolorado.org. Hi, it's Marty Sosario with Mountain TV and Sportswomen of Colorado. Another chance for us to meet, learn from, and celebrate an impressive athlete with roots right here in the Box State. Meet Abby Wayner Bartolotta, a 2009 WNBA draft pick with the New York Liberty. She was an All-American basketball star with the Duke University Blue Devils. She was a McDonald's All-American at the high school level, along with being a Gatorade National Player of the Year and a three-time state champion with Thunder Ridge in Highlands Ranch. And also with us, of course, is Executive Director for Sportswomen of Colorado, a former NCAA basketball athlete herself, also a college softball player. It's Jennifer Anderson Ehrlich.
We didn't plan this.
Gotta call this out first. Yeah.
We're gonna call it out. We didn't plan it, and here we are.
I love it. Started off Monday morning. I knew we had this. I was like, you know what? I should wear my NWSL shirt. It's the day to do it. And you're wearing the same thing. I love it.
Yes, it's great. And we both went out for a run this morning, so I love it. We have the same hair as well. So welcome, Abby. Thank you so much for being here. You were our VIP keynote speaker this year, and your speech drew raves from everyone who attended our annual awards ceremony, and people are still talking about it. And
Oh, wow.
You're one of the first people I thought of to bring on our Mountain TV Sportswomen of Colorado show. Looking back, Abby, can you just tell us how sports has shaped you from Thunder Ridge, which is in your backyard right now, where you're sitting, high school, all the way up to Duke, to where you are now professionally?
Wow, we're starting big, and I love that. I think I have an interesting lens because I'm in the midst, as a lot of people are, of raising my own children, and I think about what's important to me as a parent. And a lot of times I come back to how I was raised and what sports gave to me. So I kind of have like a fresh view of what sports gave and how I want to, try to shape my own children with some of those same values. I think first and foremost, and this is why we're here, is it gave me a community. There's thousands and thousands of kids that play sports, and it feels like it would be this big, large world that you can't really find your place in at times. But when you really drill down, it becomes a small, tight-knit world. And I just feel so fortunate that I have people at every single walk of my life that have affected me or coached me or been my teammates, and you bond in such a unique, cool way. And that's something that lasts a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely. You are a Sportswoman of the Year. What did that mean to you at the time when you received that award?
Jen, it makes me emotional every time I think about it. There are just astounding women that come from our state. I'm a runner now. It's the easiest way to get exercise, and I find myself pushing and signing up for races and competing in a kind of similar parallel that I did when I was playing basketball. But I look at these women that have run their whole lives and have become some of the top endurance athletes and marathon runners and USA athletes that come from the running world of Colorado. So it's been really neat because I've been able to kind of follow their path now. And that's just one little snippet of the athletes that come from Colorado. I think about, the basketball players that I grew up just idolizing. I mean, you talk about Ann Strother still, and she's one of my closest friends, but I can't not, still fangirl over her because she's my hero. It's an honor that I have a really hard time getting my hands around, because it's pretty cool to be mentioned on a list of people that you still identify as your own heroes.
Obviously, that's how Sportswomen of Colorado originated, was to give women a stage to receive recognition. And you touched on that a little bit at our VIP banquet. And I loved what you said. I'm not going to quote your speech. However, it alluded to the privilege that we received from some of my current board members. For example, they were the Title IX babies. Their parents are the ones who fought for them to be able to play a sport in high school or to receive a scholarship. And you and I benefited from that.
Yeah, I think playing sports is, you use the word privilege. It's a privilege and it's an honor, and there's a responsibility that comes with that. So not only is it our job to leave that door open a little bit wider for those that are coming after us, but it's also to do exactly what we're doing today and educate and remind people about where we came from, because it means that much more. You know, when you are a high school basketball player today, and if you know the past and the history of Colorado basketball, girls basketball, it means more. You know, and you get to be a part of that community.
Something that people don't understand is access is maybe there's more access. But to me, and I'm a mom of 3 children as well, access is sometimes right now is harder. If that makes sense. Like there's more barriers, there's more teams to choose from, there's more pressure to make sure that we're making the right choices for our kids, not just daughters, also my son. Are they on the right team? Am I wasting my money?
On the other side of that too, I think that there is you know, something to be said about trying to retain the kind of wholesomeness of a sport and not losing sight of how important it is to, you know, my summers were spent riding my bike to the rec center. And
Amen.
yeah, and you know, I didn't want to have to ride home within an hour. So you'd be there for 5-6 hours, and whoever shows up, and you mess around and you shoot half court shots for an hour, and you play pickup for 4 hours, and there's no refs, there's no fouls, there's nobody watching. You know,
there's no band-aids. There's
no social media.
No
right?
water. We didn't drink water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got by. You know, so that's something that I think as I try to think about my own kids, if they have an interest in playing sports, you know, kind of the type of atmosphere that I want to cultivate. While there is this other world out there that has way more opportunities, way more visibility, way more noise, I think at a time than we were playing.
I'm a big proponent of rec league, if I'm being 100% honest. Like I coach my kids' rec league teams, and it's fun. They're having fun. There is less pressure.
I think one of the reasons I was able to reach certain levels that I did is because I wasn't after that end goal.
What was your goal? What was your goal? What was 10-year-old Abby's goal? 12-year-old Abby's goal?
To be the best that I could be. I hated to lose. And I don't know where that came from. You know, my parents are both athletes, they're competitive, but I just had this like deep distaste for losing. And that drove me. And then what happened is I started playing for the Colorado Hoopsters, and you know, I was on the court with Katie Flecky and Kirsten Walters and Jamie Carey and Allie Spence. These girls that are 5, 6, 7 years older than me. And yeah. I'm a 6th grader. And so I was just exposed to the highest level. And I was like, oh, I want to be there. I want to compete with them. You know, I want to play one-on-one against Jamie. And so really what I was after was not getting embarrassed in practice. I didn't want to get yelled at in practice. And it just kind of over time built.
It's a great place for girls sports. Abby, we appreciate you. We're thankful for you. And I'll let you get back to those 3 children.
Thanks, Jen. You're doing an awesome job. I'm really happy to be along for the ride.
Great to hear from a local Hall of Fame basketball athlete, Abby Weiner Bartolotta, who's enjoying the good life with those great views of the foothills from her Douglas County home, and Executive Director with Sportswomen of Colorado, Jennifer Anderson Ehrlich. Sportswomen of Colorado, they've been doing this for over 50 years, and they're just catching up.